We're very happy to welcome you here from the Schneider headquarters in Dubai, Silicon Oasis, along with my colleague Namrata from Sept. And then our main person today is Ashraf, and we'll be hearing a lot from Ashraf today. So welcome today to a session about sustainability culture and how you build that into the company.
We've had some time to interact with Ashraf over the last couple of weeks, and we've learned a lot about what it is like to build a sustainable culture. And Schneider Electric is really setting the bar really high in building that culture. And I think the idea of today is to hear from Ashraf what Schneider Electric has done and see what we can take back to our organizations to build a sustainable culture.
So I think the first question of the day will be, can you introduce yourself a little bit, Ashraf, and tell us about what you do here at Schneider?
Yeah, of course, but let me start with welcoming you at Schneider Electric headquarters in Silicon Oasis in Dubai. Happy having you today. Of course, we had fruitful discussions before, but let's take it further. Okay. So talking about myself, I'm a graduate electrical engineer. But somehow long time ago, it was 2001, and since that time I'm working in energy industry in many roles at Schneider Electric. I started my life as a protection and stability engineer in the national grid of high voltage and extra high voltage network, and then I joined Schneider Electric, and I'm working at Schneider now for 15 years. Many roles, you know, it was a long journey, and I worked in sites, project management, safety, and now I'm leading the sustainability functions of Schneider Electric across Gulf countries.
Great. So the first main question is, how important is sustainability in Schneider Electric?
Actually, of course, you know, sustainability for Schneider is not just something that will be put as a priority. Sustainability is at the core of our business. It's our job actually to support our clients to achieve their sustainability goals. We provide energy management, we provide digital tools for our clients in order to bridge the gap and in order to have efficiency and sustainability. And we empower all, and when we say all, we consider not only our clients, our suppliers, our vendors, across the whole value chain. We empower them to make the best of their energy and resources. And this is, you know, as we usually say, to ensure that life is on everywhere for everyone and at every moment. It's not just a slogan. If we just dig deeper a little bit to understand what is the meaning of life is on, because, you know, whenever you go across the world, to have a modern life, you need energy.
Yeah.
You need to have energy for education. You need to have energy for healthcare. You need, in order to have proper, you know, industries, in order to have proper housing, you need energy. So this is why we say, life is on when energy is on. But Schneider Electric rule is to ensure that this energy is safe, sustainable, green, efficient, and reliable. So for us, this is just in brief what sustainability means to us. It's something that we work towards every day, internally for our own organization and externally for our clients and for our even vendors and the whole ecosystem of Schneider Electric.
Right.
Thank you, Ashraf. We also will post a few questions to you through links in the chat. So we would love to hear both what you're doing and maybe which themes you're working on with sustainability in your organization. And as well, if you, in the comments, if you have additional information, we would love to hear it.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why we made this topic of today, how you build a sustainability culture, is because we can see in many of the companies that we work with that the culture is really a foundation for achieving sustainability, both
Yes.
internally and actually being able to sell it outside. So that's the next question. How big is that work with the culture in Schneider?
Yeah, actually, you know, for any strategy to work, including, of course, sustainability strategy, there should be a cultural transformation, because you cannot work in silos in a big, especially in big organizations. You cannot work in silos. You cannot have a great strategy and just it's a strategy. You need to make this strategy actionable at the ground level and make sure that it achieves its intended outcome. So here at Schneider, we have created a big and great strategy, which is aligned in the first place with Paris Protocol and with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which is the framework for all our sustainability efforts. However, we don't neglect the local context and the culture on the ground. We started by engaging everyone. So it's not just, of course, a top-down approach is supporting the strategy. However, everyone should get the buy-in, should be convinced, should understand what is the idea and why. To answer this question, very important, by the way, why? Why we are going there? Because usually a strategy will set the direction where we are all going, but at the same time, it's not necessarily explaining why we are going there. So the question why is very important. Everyone in the organization, and when I say everyone, I mean everyone, including all hierarchical layers, top management, everyone in the organization need to understand why we are going there. If they understand why, and they are convinced of the importance of the topic and the ultimate goal of this topic, everyone will be supporting the execution of the strategy on the ground. And this is where the culture comes, the importance of culture, because if you have, people are not convinced and they have a reverse culture, they don't like the topics, they don't feel the importance, not only they will not support you executing it, but they will be even against it. So it's very important to get everyone involved, not only a layer, maybe a top management or a special function, a special division. No, you need to involve everyone. You need to open the door for everyone to take the chance to participate and to maybe to suggest ideas, maybe to lead actions, to own some actions. So this is what we do at Schneider. Everyone in the organization is part of these actions, and everyone is aware about the direction and aware about why we are going there.
Right.
So how in Schneider here in the Middle East, do you make sure that, for instance, all the departments are heard in this discussion?
Yes, of course. Actually, when we, Schneider Electric globally started the sustainability journey more than 15 years ago. At that time, the topic was not that famous like nowadays. However, in the Gulf, when we started like 2 years ago to go faster and accelerate our sustainability journey with local context in mind, we have decided to create what we call sustainability committee. This sustainability committee was open to everyone in the organization. So it includes people from different functions, different divisions, different geographies under the umbrella of Gulf countries. And of course, the all levels of hierarchy. So you can find a very senior manager in this committee. You can find just a new joiner, and you can find different functions from different places. And when we selected these people, we created the committee. We made sure that it represents, all nationalities that we have. It represents the functions that we have. It represents a lot of, diversity and inclusion themes inside this group of people. In order, to have, because diversification will support the creation of new ideas. It will support, exploring different mindsets. So we have this committee and it's running. And this committee is, they are working as our ambassadors everywhere. I mean, for example, if you have something to discuss with finance, if you have something to discuss with real estate, if you have something to discuss maybe with purchase team. So you will not be surprised that you will have one person from that team as part of your sustainability committee. So he or she can work as your sustainability ambassador to his team and can make the discussion internally easy. So it's like it's like the spirit of sustainability is flowing everywhere
Yes.
around the functions and the facility.
Right. And we really see that here in the office, right? There are signs all over the office which says act like owners. We've been through the Schneider facility and there are all these signs about sustainability, encouraging people to do the right thing. So I truly resonate with the fact that everyone has to be involved in the sustainability journey. But sometimes it's really hard for organizations, and I'm sure with a lot of people attending, to have strategy trickle down to baseline. So I know you said you've got a sustainability team, a green team. Can you tell us about how you elected this green team, how you selected people for this green team, and how you've involved everyone in the process?
Yeah, of course. Actually, in general, you will need always to get the right people. We consider not only sustainability journey, any transformational journey will look like a bus, and you are driving the bus, and you need at some point to have the right people and put them on the right seats on the bus. Even they can help you to decide what direction you are going to. Even the direction itself might not be fully defined at the beginning, but if you select the right people, they will support you to select even the direction. So we opened because we are leveraging also the digital tools that we have. We have our internal platforms that will enables us to launch projects and to launch opportunities internally. So we use this platform. We announced that we are forming a sustainability committee, and we of course attached our strategy that we are going to work around together. And what we did, we accepted people to submit their interest, to show their interest joining this team. And of course, we had interviews with every applicant. Why you want to join this team? Because that's again the question: why? Why you want to join the sustainability team? Do you feel that you are passionate about the topic? Do you feel that it's important for you to be part of sustainability efforts across the company? And we selected those who are most passionate, most interested, who can support the execution of the strategy and the actions. However, we don't keep the team as like frozen for a long time. We after 1 year we started to refine, to open seats for more people, and for those who don't want to continue because they have other commitments, they were given the chance to leave the team in order to keep the team on its dynamic state, on its beta state all the time. So we don't just feel comfortable and be happy with what we did. We need to have a dynamic team to do more and to think always to do more.
Right. I think that's really key to sustainability, right?
Yeah.
To keep making it timely and like to keep viewing inside whether we're actually pushing the agenda or just that we stop somewhere. So even having new people come in is very interesting. And what we can also see is Schneider has an interesting thing where the green team, you don't really have a hierarchy, right? So
actually, yes, it's one of our strength points. In this team you might find senior management members, you might find also new joiners or junior team members. However, the floor is open for anyone to lead. So if a junior member or someone who brought an idea and he or she want to lead the execution of this idea, he can just create a smaller team, like 3-4 people for this specific project, and based on that he or she can lead the team regardless of the hierarchy, because we are working for a common goal.
Right.
So hierarchy in this team is not that much important.
Right.
So one of the questions here is about obstacles, because there are obstacles when we take something like sustainability, because it's really changing behavior in companies and thinking about customers in a new way. Right? So what are some of the biggest behaviors like obstacles you face?
Actually, like any strategy and the transformational thing you want to implement, you need the initial engagement from
Mm.
people. You need people I mean, some people will be at the beginnings, they don't understand fully what is the topic and what will be our role to do. So the first let's say obstacle here is the knowledge. You need to increase awareness. You need to make sure that everyone around are aware, at least, you know, they have the basic awareness. They don't have to be expert, but at least everyone needs to understand what is the topic in order to step in and say, okay, guys, I'm in, I will work with you. So this is one thing. The awareness flywheel at the beginning is heavy. So this is where it comes, the importance of education and the training. I think something interesting to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Second point is the time and resources. And when I say resources, I don't mean only financial resources, because sometimes financial resources might be available already. But sometimes you need someone who have certain knowledge or certain qualifications to do something. And this person should have time, because as I told you, we don't have a full-time team for sustainability. Everyone has his own home function.
Yeah.
So to make sure that those people are available for like 2-3 hours per week, and they are giving priority to this topic, this was an obstacle at the beginning. But we have actually resolved, and we are resolving these kind of obstacles. For example, the knowledge and education. We are training our people. We have an award-winning platform for internal training on sustainability, and I can say that most of our people now understand what sustainability is for Schneider Electric and why it's so important internally and for our business. This is one. For time, of course, time and resources need top management support.
Yes.
And here we are proud that we have our top management support to provide resources and to provide people to support the execution of the strategy. And when people feel that their top management are interested about the topic, they will not be shy or afraid to join the team and support.
Yeah. So there seems to be that the team's doing a lot of work, a lot of new initiatives that everyone is sort of proposing for Schneider Electric. How do you track progress of these initiatives or the impact of the initiatives?
Yeah, of course. Actually, before I go to this point, I think you both know that our sustainability team at Schneider Electric Gulf countries won the sustainability team of the year last year, 2021, on the Gulf Sustainability Award. So it was a great recognition of our teamwork. And again, this goes to everyone on the team, or not for one specific person. Coming to the tracking of our progress and our achievements. Of course, we have, for each action, we have an action owner and a deadline, and we have monthly meetings with this team that we never miss. We are going one by one to see where we are, if some actions are delayed, so where is the bottlenecks, where we can support and make it happen. This is one thing. Second, we have our reporting. We report our achievements for carbon reduction, for renewable energy, for social media engagement, and becoming Schneider Electric is of course representing itself as educator for young generation. So we are measuring this.
Yeah.
And based on these measurements, we are also reporting it. And this is how we are tracking what we do. And we believe actually we believe in working on the ground. We are results oriented. I know that the topic of sustainability have a lot of people are talking about it, and this is healthy. This is good. We love talking about the topic because it increases awareness everywhere. However, we need, and every company needs to have actionable items on the ground that need to be measured. The progress need to be measured against its baseline.
Fair.
One thing also about our monthly meetings, these monthly meetings is not only to monitor progress,
Yeah.
it's also to publish, and it is very important to publish what we did in the last, let's say, 1.5 months or in the last quarter, because people need to see results.
Right.
So we publish, we have our internal news bulletin, sustainability bulletin, and we are using it to show and to explain what we did and to even call for people to even participate further.
Yeah.
So I think you touched upon a lot of the points. When you need to build this culture, you need to like create time for it.
Yeah.
You need to have a top management that actually maybe again and again, right? Because if you say it one time, it's okay, you spend time on sustainability, but come back again a month later or a week later and say it really is okay that you spend time on it. We want you to, and that there's a budget for it, which is along with the time budget, right? And then that you celebrate the victories. So, for instance, going into your awards and sharing that experience, being proud of what you're doing. So that really helps building that.
Of course.
Yeah.
So now we've talked a lot about the internal, but you also have so many both businesses and of course individual users. How important is it for Schneider to make sustainability understood externally? Yeah, actually, we, as I mentioned, I want to stress this point again. Sustainability is at the core, the very core of our business. So it's very important for us to explain the sustainability aspects to public, to our clients, to our partners, and even to our the whole value chain. For example, one of our commitments to have the top 1,000 suppliers of our global suppliers to achieve their sustainability goals before 2025. So my point here is we don't just target our consumers or our clients or the public. We target even our upstream supply chain to help them, because in order to address for example, decarbonization, in order to address the scope 1, 2, 3, you will not be able to address 3 scopes within your own operations. You will need to address from downstream and upstream. So this is one. Second, we have a lot of training events, speeches, we attend, the most of the events around. And in this context, we have our cluster president, the president of Schneider Electric Gulf, is attending soon the Renewable Energy Forum Summit of DIWA, and he's going to talk about sustainability and about the challenges and the field and how we are addressing it. So if we go, for example, to our Schneider Electric University platform, we have a lot actually of courses, hundreds of courses, which is free of charge, and it is vendor neutral. So it can be studied by any engineering and environment specialist, and it's open for everyone around the world, and it is free. And we won actually an award recently because of this platform. It's one of the best platforms around. So we are trying our best to address everyone, and we say everyone, to make sure that the topic have its deserved awareness. It's really, and that's really part of this whole ESG agenda that many companies are talking about. It's expanding like the reach to your value chain and to your suppliers and the community. Yes. So now there's a lot of companies sitting here listening to us. I think
let's the questions.
So we posed 2 questions.
I'm going to post them again just so that it's fresh for everybody.
And we think that the questions are interesting because it kind of gives us an idea about either themes that you're working with, or maybe how you feel it's already going with your culture and what might need some a little bit more attention. And even we would love to hear after this session and also now, if you have complications with your culture, if you recently made, for instance, a new initiative where you thought this really changed how we are working with sustainability? Are there any of them we can share now? Or should we
Yeah.
go to-
So we're going to wait 1 minute.
Yeah.
If you all can just share with us what is sustainability in your company so that we can make sure we use Ashraf to help guide us what we can kind of do better or continue doing.
Mm.
Should I share the screen?
Yeah, we can share the screen. I think
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Interesting, actually.
So there's quite a lot of similar words, I think, but also very differently. So the question is, what is sustainability in your organization or your company? And we can see that several people have written environment because it's the biggest word in this word cloud. Efficiency, which I think rings very clearly with you.
Yeah.
It's about protection. It's open discussion, collaboration, transformation. There's also someone who's written local content, which I think is a good question we can take later. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A global company. Energy connects with efficiency.
Yeah.
And then something like the SDGs and the future, it says. So I think that there's a lot of these, like, it's big topics as well, but
Yeah.
do you see anything missing here?
Actually, I see all the terms here is, of course, part of sustainability, but I can see just one word. I'm trying to find it on the screen. People.
People.
Yeah.
And maybe education, right? It's,
Yeah.
Of course, because from my point of view, sustainability, although you know that there is a formal definition of sustainability from United Nations and from different institutions. But from my point of view, sustainability, after all, is about people.
Yeah.
Even when we say protecting the environment, and when we say that we have to preserve the ecosystem, of course, it's again about people, because we want the planet to continue at balance for our future generations. So this is one. When we say that sustainability is about economic growth and social advancement of people around the world, we mean also economic growth is something, after all, it will go to people. So I love to see, you know, the word people, which of course have a lot of underlying, you know, explanations and discussion. But anyway, all of these words can be included also in sustainability.
I think it also brings the saying that there are many companies that start off with the environmental leg of sustainability, right?
Yeah.
We look at how we turn off lights or switch off computers, use less bottled water and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then it turns into actually understanding that it's a people thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
People and culture.
Should we go to the next question?
That's a very interesting, and you can post your questions as well.
Yeah, we'll answer the questions at the end. Don't worry, we're keeping note of that. Yeah.
So the other one is about your company. We've asked you to rate your company's effort on 4 things. And I think it looks like there's quite a lot of consensus. So one is, do you discuss sustainability in meetings? On average, it seems people think.
Yeah.
But also there's consensus that it can be discussed more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there is a big space to improve.
It's also a 10-point scale. So
It's a
then,
10-point.
yeah, because it's a 10-point scale, I guess the breadth of it doing better is a lot more.
Yeah.
But we can hear that this is also different in different departments. Many times some departments discuss it a lot. Perhaps the operations department, but then when you move to something else, then sustainability is a guest that comes in with particular topics.
Yeah, of course. And actually, we should have something that we call spherical effect. So if we have, let's say, 24 people or 30 people as a group for sustainability committee, if each one of them discuss one topic with 1 or 2 colleagues every week, so you don't need, you know, years to have the full reach of the whole organization. So not only discussing in the meeting, even on the corridor, at the coffee table, on the near the coffee machine, this kind of spherical effect that you have to feel the atmosphere around you is full of these ideas. And I think personally that in this regard, we don't have something called over communication. There's nothing called over communication. there is something called poor communication or under communication, but I don't believe that there is something called over communication. Let people know, let people understand and get engaged.
And discuss on their own level, right?
And discuss, yes. And maybe they can even criticize what you are doing. They are it's the floor is open even for criticism. Come and say, okay, if we don't do it the right way, okay, let us know if you can support us doing it the right way. So I mean openness and being trustworthy, because trust is one of our long-term commitment for sustainability, for example. Although trust is not an environmental topic, but it is a sustainability topic. Having an open space for people to trust and to talk. This is very important one.
Right. But I find in a lot of organizations that we work with, Ashraf, they're very hierarchical. And because of the hierarchy, and that's the culture of the organization, this inclusivity gets lost. And I think that's why some of them.
There's a big fear for this, like that criticism is only a negative thing.
Yeah. It's not an opportunity to improve. That's
we maybe in some organizations, yes, but I will speak about Schneider Electric. We are actually open at all levels to hear different points of views, and we encourage people to disrupt the status quo and to challenge back what we are doing and how we are doing it. And we think that this is actually very beneficial to business, to operations, and to people, to the development of people, and to the advancement of people.
Yeah.
So from our side, from our point of view, we have an open culture. Everyone can just raise his concern about anything across the organization, and it will be taken seriously. This is what we do. I think everyone should do the same.
Yeah. And I think this comes to the fourth point, which is finding new topics to explore together. And I guess the openness encourages that innovative thoughts and that kind of difference of opinion as well in that case.
Yeah.
And the next one called, so number 2, an active green team. It's actually the one that has the lowest score out of this. What do you think about this? Like, can you actively have a sustainability culture without really having a team that addresses topics?
A hierarchical team is not necessary, as we just explained.
Yeah.
However, having a driving force behind is important. This driving force, from our point of view, should be everywhere in the organization, from all departments. The point here is how to select the team members. This is very important point, because people need to be interested in the topic, passionate about the topic, ready to support, ready to give some of their time to support, and take it seriously. Otherwise, it will be something just we have a meeting and that's it. No, the point is you need to select the right people who have their own passion about the topics. They want to, let's say, to save the planet, to support people needs. Not necessarily inside the company, maybe outside. So if you have this kind of mentality there, so I think this would be the right mix to succeed.
So what if there's any of the people sitting here in the webinar who are thinking about starting this green team? Do you have any recommendations on?
Of course, there should be someone who is accountable for the whole topic, who is responsible for the whole topic, and this person should lead the way to create this kind of teams. So, because the team will not be created by itself. So having someone who is accountable for the sustainability portfolio, and this person should have the top management support and should have everyone in the organization supporting him. Then he or she can start building the team. And as we mentioned, by selecting the passionate people, the right people on board, and I'm sure that this will make a big difference.
We also sometimes talk to some of the top level managers that it actually takes a little bit of courage, right? Because you're going out on a limb sometimes, you're going out of your comfort zone, but that would also reward you with a lot of incoming new opportunities and ways to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we discuss all of the points?
I think the only one that was missing is the discussing next steps for sustainability actions. I think that's a bit linked to the inclusivity, but
Yeah. Does anyone have any comments on it? Then you are welcome
to share.
to unmute and share.
Yeah. Okay.
We can share afterwards.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. You want to take any of the questions? Or?
Yeah, we could start that. So we've got a few questions that have been coming in. I think the first one is from Christina, where she talks about, do you engage your suppliers in your sustainability efforts? For example, are you using a facility company to service your building? Do you either pick one that is in line with you or help to educate them?
Yeah, actually, currently we have our own in-house facility management. However, we are open to discuss integrated facility management possibility. This is one. And when we select our suppliers, and this is very important, when we select our suppliers, not only for facility, I mean, in general, even for our projects and all, we have our pre-qualification process. The pre-qualification process includes some minimum requirements, but this minimum requirements is related to sustainability in general, but it includes also the financial, it includes environment, health and safety, equality, and a lot of things.
Yeah.
And of course, we, if someone is against the sustainability commitments, we don't allow them to work with us.
Yeah.
So just to answer the question, yes, we select our people, build our vendors based on their sustainability commitments, but we don't have integrated facility management for the time being.
Right.
Do you also see it being a bigger thing overall when Schneider is becoming selected for projects that others are implementing these sustainability?
Of course, I guess it's somehow happening because, for example, we have our own tool, which we use to provide our clients with carbon footprint of our products and solutions. And it is an important point to provide this data to our clients, saying that if you take this product, this will be the full life cycle carbon footprint. It's a very important information for our clients to take decisions. I see that it is becoming increasingly important for our clients to assess the vendors like us, in this case, based on their sustainability commitments and based on their overall commitment to United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Still, in many cases, it's not 100% mandatory. It's not 100%. It's not required to just get the job. But for Schneider, we don't wait until it's mandatory. We are trying to be ahead and make it ready from our side.
Yeah. So this is an excellent question from Salma. And Salma asks that, is there any advice to other companies? And there are a lot of companies out there who are purely income driven or very, very financially oriented. How do you think sustainability will help them in increasing their sales? In the contrary, they think it will cost them money. So they don't even consider having a CSR department or refer to SDGs in their processes.
Okay, so from our point of view, it's not only about money. It's about your responsibility, because when you work in the market, let's say in Gulf countries market where we are working now, and of course, as you know, Schneider is working almost everywhere in the world, but I'm talking about the scope which we are covering here. You are working and you have your own responsibility towards the community that you are operating in. So it's not just, of course, profit and growth is driving the business. However, this is not the only thing. You need to consider also the local impact. You need to have positive impact on the local community where you are serving, where you are working in. I don't think the cost should be a barrier for any company. The cost is not a barrier at all, and I'm sure that it's paying back.
Yeah, but I think also, Ashraf, sometimes being environmentally focused can help you save money. If you're mindful of your consumption, of your resources. On the contrary, you end up saving money. I would say making a business case of it, and maybe also highlighting the social element to it and the environment sort of element to it, while presenting it to the company and helping them change their mindset.
Yeah, and in addition to that, when because I was just reading the small font.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm going to do that.
We are talking about increasing sales. Okay, maybe in the near future, your sales will be directly linked to your sustainability agenda and your CSR agenda and how your product itself is eco-friendly. So I know it's not happening now. It might be happening in Europe in some cases, maybe not happening too much here in the Gulf, but I'm sure the future is going that direction. You need your product need to be eco-friendly to be able even to sell.
Okay. We have another question from Omar, who asks us to highlight the new sustainable trends and the way you're dealing with it.
Okay. Actually, it's a broad question.
Yes.
Talking about the sustainability trends, it's a big one.
Yeah.
But as you know, we have our 6 long-term commitments, which is coping with all the sustainability trends, which is efficient resources, climate, trust. It's very important. Equality is very important. Generations is very important. So we are trying to cover all the trends. And being energy management and automation company, we give more focus on the new energy landscape.
Right.
We give more focus to not, of course, neglecting other aspects, but we give more focus to the new energy landscape, including renewable energies, including energy efficiency, because we believe that we actually believe that the solution of decarbonization, the decarbonization issue will come through electrification and digitization. So this is what we personally believe. So many trends are there, but I think the energy trend, the new energy landscape thing will be the most important thing for decarbonization in the coming 20 and 30 years.
Right. So I think there's another question very linked to what you just said, Ashraf. So Chitty brings up, you're an electric company, and given you're an electric company, Schneider would be high on different scopes of emissions. So emissions also play a big part on how an organization is driven towards sustainability. How efficiently do the people in the organization, how aware are they of the different scopes of the emissions? And are they being trained on these aspects? And what are the efforts being taken from Schneider's side to reduce these emissions at a staff level?
Very good question.
Great question. Yeah.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
Actually, we have scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions. Although we are an electric company, but we don't produce energy. We don't generate energy. So I don't think we are heavy on emissions as may be expected. Actually, on the contrary, we are our products, our solutions, our softwares and services support our clients' decarbonization journey.
Right.
So for each scope, for example, our R&D.
Yeah.
Our R&D are working to reduce the emissions during productions. During our production of and developments of new products, our supply chain are working to reduce the emissions which is resulting from transportation.
Yeah.
This is very important. And at the end of the questions, there was our own operations and at the staff level. This is very important point I want to highlight. We are training our people, our colleagues around the company to reduce their own carbon footprint even outside company premises.
Right.
Inside the company, of course, we have control. We have, you know, the dimmed lighting, we have the auto AC, we have the energy saving solutions. This is what we can do inside our company.
Yeah.
Of course, we have stopped using the single-use plastics. We have a lot of initiatives inside our own premises in the company. However, what will happen when people go home, when they leave the company premises?
Yeah.
We train them to be more eco-friendly by reducing their energy consumption, by having, you know, eco-friendly shopping, by supporting them. Sometimes it looks like a small steps, baby steps, but it's very impactful.
Yeah.
Sometimes we even help our people to calculate or estimate their individual carbon footprint, or let's say ecological footprint, not only carbon. So we have launched, I think you have joined one of us, Anne-Marie, one of these workshops for our colleagues to calculate and estimate their own carbon footprint, which is resulting, you know, from built environment, from energy consumption, transportation, a lot of things. And then we give them few tips on how to reduce their carbon footprints. So we are trying to address the topic even outside company premises.
Yeah. So you said something which is actually Shiftyco's slogan, small shifts, big impact. That's what we tell all our consumers. So it's nice that you're saying the same.
And you can see that once you start thinking about it, then you kind of unravel this thread, and then you're like, there's so
much I can do.
Yeah. I think that goes back to Salma's question before, that once your management, for instance, sees what a CSR department does, or what the SDGs, what they make happen, then they will say, we need more of this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it changes something in the DNA of the company.
Yeah, and the culture and the behavior of the staff in the company and beyond. Going back a little bit to the emissions, we have another question from Nibras, where the question is about, are you currently calculating the scope 1 and 2, 3 emissions? And if you are, what are the tools you're using to measure these emissions?
Yeah, actually, we are, of course, calculating scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions.
Yeah.
And we have commitments to reduce and to maybe eliminate some of these emissions already. We have a centralized tool with our corporate. You know, they are calculating this on the group level, and we are reporting it every year on our Schneider Sustainability Impact Report, which is, by the way, available on our website for everyone to go and read. So we have a centralized tool globally. However, we can also, you know, in the local context, sometimes we use different tools.
Okay. Then we have another question from Glorian, where she wants to understand Schneider's focus aligning with COP28 objectives.
And even what it means, right?
Yeah.
Like COP is coming to this region.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, we are in this region. We are. I want to say that we might be lucky because we have COP27 first before COP28. We have COP27 this year in November in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, and then next year, 2023, we have COP28 in Dubai. So this indicates also the importance of the region and the global trend going to the Middle East and North Africa. Having COP27 and then COP28 is so important for the region. I think all private sector companies, including, of course, including us, and all governmental institutions and the public and all those who are interested, all enterprises, all institutions who are interested in this, in the climate change topic, and in general sustainability topics, should take part in COP27 and COP28.
Yes.
Of course, we are preparing ourselves for COP. Again, not only COP28. We started to work already on COP27 in Egypt. through our branch in Cairo. And we have a lot to tell and a lot to do
Yes.
with in coordination and partnership with United Nations and with governments. But I mean, it's in the preparation stage, and I would like you to follow the news and see what we are presenting in COP27 and COP28.
Even something like we talk about sustainability, it's very often these long-term goals, 2025, which is quite close, 2030, and then 2050 and beyond goals. Right? And those are like, we'll wait and see what happens. Maybe someone else will give us the result.
Yeah.
But do you think that something like COPs that come within like these few years, that it really takes it from strategy to action?
Yeah, of course, because if you remember last year in COP26, there was commitments from countries like India, for example, and it was the first time that India went to be carbon neutral. There was commitments from private sectors, from companies, and from governments as well. So it's an occasion for the world actually to put everyone on the accountability stand and to commit, and then every year this will be monitored and all.
It's really the green team for the global society,
right?
Coming together and discussing like what to do and how to tackle these obstacles.
Okay. That's really interesting. A lot of exciting things ahead. I'm a little mindful of the time, so I want to kind of summarize the entire webinar again. So Ashraf, you spoke a lot about inclusivity and the people element in building a culture of sustainability. You talked a lot about impact and how do you track that impact in the reporting aspect. What else? I would like to leave the floor to you to summarize to everyone attending today over what you recommend companies should do in a very pragmatic, actionable manner to build a culture of sustainability.
Okay, so there's many things to be done, but let me just focus on a few things. The first thing is communicate. Always communicate about the topic, about the achievements, about the challenges to everyone around the organization. It's very important. Communication plays a major, let me say, the major role actually in getting the buy-in of people around. It's very important, because if you don't communicate, then you are in silos and you are just doing something which nobody knows about it. So first thing is communicate. Second thing is engage. Engaging people to draft your strategy, to draft the actions, to lead the actions, to own these actions, and to be accountable for some of the actions is very important thing. Nobody, no one will work alone and succeed. You should have the traction supporting you. So the third thing is lead. And when I say lead, I mean the top management need to lead by example and walk the talk and show people that this topic is important. When people see that this topic is important for the top management, they will also think that it's important for the whole organization. So it's very important thing. Don't not underestimate the importance of small steps. Sometimes you say, okay, guys, we are stopping the use of single-use plastics in the office. So some people might think it's just a small step. We are not using anymore the plastic water bottles. But you don't. This maybe it's a small step itself. Maybe it's not having, although it has an impact, but might be it's not a big impact like a big solar farm. It has its own impact, but it will give the people the idea and the time to think, okay, why we are stopping the use of single-use plastic, why we are stopping it. Then people will start asking about it. So leading and not underestimating the value of small steps. And the last thing, which is actually general, not only for sustainability topics, it's a general thing, recognize. You need to recognize the achievements of people. You need to award them, not necessarily financially, by the way. Sometimes a thank you will work. you need to give the credit to those behind the scenes
Yeah.
who are supporting the achievement, and you need to get them sometimes on the stage.
Mm.
So I think that's my points that I want to advise.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
We hope you've had an interesting session. And
Yeah.
Martha, she will share a link in a moment. We would love your input on positives and negatives. We will also create some content around this afterwards and share maybe a few of the links that
Yeah.
Ashraf has mentioned. And we hope that you continue your work and also come and talk to us if there's anything we can do. I'm sure Ashraf would also love a message if there's
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
so really ask, because there's so many things you can do, and it's so rewarding when you see that it really trickles down into the culture of the company.
Yeah, but moreover, both Shift Eco and the Umbrella Institute, we are very committed to continuing this conversation. This is one of many other interventions that we're going to be hosting. So if you have topics that you're interested in or other things that you think you'd like a group to come together and discuss, please tell us what those topics are. It's there on the form, and we'd love to kind of include those topics in our next sessions. Yeah.
Thank you very much for
Great.
your time.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Ashraf.
you,
It's been
Namrata.
such a pleasure.
Yeah, and Marie, thank you so much for being with us here and giving me the opportunity to speak about Schneider Electric sustainability journey.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Thank you to everybody who came. It's really a pleasure hearing you.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, we're still going to be around. I know we're a couple of minutes before time. I'm a stickler for time, clearly.
But you've got the journey.
Well, not too long, but yes. So we're here if you have any questions, and thank you so much for taking out the time to attend. We have recorded the session and we will share it in due course.